I could not tell you how excited I was my first time doing ice skating. For two simple, very reasons. One is to fulfill my unfulfilled childhood dream, and also to disprove a statement that old dogs cannot learn new tricks. So a sunny Saturday afternoon, the Tai Kushing ice skating ring. I used to be an outsider, and this time I was an insider. Now the very first thing I observed was that I perhaps was the most senior beginner among all the ice skaters. They were only about 1/5 of my age, half my height, so I was actually awfully outstanding. But then I will prepare myself. I dress in this fluorescent green outfit, so as to narrow the kind of generation gap. And I was ready to jump into my dream come true, and only to be taken by an unpleasant surprise. The ice skating gave me this cold greeting by letting me slip, and I lost balance and I fell to the ground, and I was my all fall. And instinctively I wanted to get up, but then I struggled a number of times and I couldn't, so I crawled all the way to the side of the fence and finally pulled myself up. And I stayed there, hold tight to the side rail to recollect myself from this punishing fall. And after a while, I wanted to give it another go, only to fall again. And the harder I tried, the worse the fall. And I could not do anything but to go all the way to the side, holding on to the rail and wait for deciding what to do. Then I know I have nowhere to go but to have to try following the rail, and then I tried again. I found that my dream of really wanting to do this ice skating become one fall after another. And most worstly, that this maiden ice skating turned out to be a variety show of stumbling and falling and back to front, front to back, 100-degree roll, whatever you name it, I had it. And I know it created a rather spectacular scene on the sport. And the fall was sometimes look really stupid and sometimes naive. And I was almost like Mr. Bean. Then I don't really want to raise my head because I know I don't really want to confirm with my own eyes from the audience that I was Hong Kong Mr. Bean. Now this falling and tumbling was almost like a life sentence. I knew I could not learn ice skating by falling, and I needed jail bait. I changed my strategy. I hold tight onto the side fence, and then I negotiating my way forward in order to learn how to walk on the ice. And before that, I thought the one who designed this side railing was an idiot. But then I knew he was actually a genius. That's my only friend in that world. And by doing that, of course, that's the only orbit for me to move forward. And perhaps on that day, I said the most number of excuse me, in my whole life. And then I observed there was one more very spectacular kind of view, was that I have created some sort of, within 2 meters, nobody actually come in to skate around me. So this is very much like a no skating zone in me. Very spectacular, right? Now with this speed of moving around, and I was almost like doing the mountaineering, but only horizontally. And finally I got to have a sense of how to communicate with the ice. And then I began to feel the joy of gliding on ice. Although my skating was still a bit of not so elegant and graceful. At the end, I paid the price, so I achieved something. I pay a price, humiliation aside. I got bruises all over my body, but then I accomplished my mission by disproving the statement that old dogs cannot learn new tricks. Or, I'm not quite an old dog yet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you think this is the end of the story, this is not. 2 weeks later, I was invited to an inter-class speech contest. And there was this little girl who presented a speech called Perseverance. And here was the speech. She came on stage and said, well, I used to be very afraid of ice skating because I was worried about getting hurt. Then one day I was in Taikushing. And I noticed this man in his 50s dressing in this weird green outfit. I could tell he was only a beginner because he held on to the rail all the time. Every time he let go, he fell. And he fell so heavily, it must be very painful. But then I noticed that he did not even raise his head. He really worked very hard in order to do it. And I was so inspired. And not only that I became more open up in doing my ice skating, they also helped me in my school studies. Ladies and gentlemen, now, did you notice that although they're, that little girl, she probably did not notice that the weird green man was there. But this is not the point. The point is, her speech dawns on me that whatever little thing we do, you probably do not know there is a butterfly effect on someone who may be totally irrelevant, or someone you don't know, but you might have impact on him or her very tremendously. So from that point onward, whatever I do, even crossing a road, I behave. What about you? Back to you.